This is day 2. I have a video coming out fully breaking down day 1. It's a long ass video. I'm gonna have another video for day 2. This is on YouTube, long ass shit, but I could give y'all quick reactions because I'm finding shit out. Yo, MJ Elder Don, what up, bro? Appreciate you with this up. Alright, so this is day 2. Yesterday, they basically put him on the stand. They asked him, like, yo, how'd you become a blood? How'd you meet these niggas? And, yo, he mentioned Trippie Red this. I quickly got to explain to y'all why some of these things are happening. They have to have him break. First of all, it's the first time he actually has to do anything, really. Like, of course, he provided information to the feds, but it's the first time he actually has to be on the stand or something like that against anyone. These are the last 2 niggas to take a plea. They put him on the stand, and they basically have to create a factual timeline basis to back up why they have him there. They only need him to say them text messages that basically confirm that this was a robbery and kidnapping and that them niggas did it were from them niggas. Them niggas were in a gang. That's the RICO charge. And them niggas did indeed kidnap 6ix9ine. That's the only reason why they have him there. They have to get into mad shit before. Just legally, because the defense team is going to rip it all apart if you don't. They got to get into create that factual basis and timeline to then have him say eventually those messages to establish motive. Why would them niggas want to kidnap you? Well, okay, we're all in the same gang, blah, blah, blah. He used to be my muscle. He used to be this. We separated here. We ain't fuck with each other. We were beefing internally. That's why they want to kidnap me. They were owed money, whatever it is. That's essentially what it is. Anyway, while going through that, yo, he used to be a busboy. He had to say like he fucking, he didn't really get brought into the gang, right? Like other people. He mentioned Trippie Red. I don't know if this is on his own recognition that he's mentioning Trippie, or how the prosecutor is trying to paint the case, and probably already they talked to him about it and say, bruh, we are going to position your music, because I never found out till now that Gummo was supposedly a Trippie Red diss song. Huh? From what 6ix9ine told me directly, Cuda is a Trippie Red diss song. They were blasting Gummo in court. In Gummo, there's a line that says, shout out, blah, 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 and it was blanked out, and every time he beefed with somebody, he changed the name. So shout out Casanova, I fucked that nigga, or just shout out Trippie Red, I fucked that nigga bitch, or he's anybody's name. It wasn't, from my understanding, it was never a direct diss track at Trippie Red, even though that beat was given by Pure Born, blah, blah, blah. Again, I'm just giving y'all a little bit before I just start reading, okay? So, I think how the prosecutors are trying to paint it against the defendants is that basically it's a gang versus gang beef. So, it was a Trippie Red, and Trippie Red's in another gang versus y'all gang, and it was rap beef turned into street beef. Again, I don't know that to be fully the case, but again, I'm learning this shit just like y'all reading this shit, okay? Anyway, he's on the stand today. This is the first, like, joint that basically started. Again, salute to Inner City Press. Let me see if I can maximize this a little bit more. Alright. I think this works right here. So, basically, they're asking him, like, yo, how the money situation go, okay? Again, these things are important in having a prosecutor prove a RICO case. A RICO case is a criminal organization act, and it's an act of conspiracy. So, what is going to be a part of a conspiracy? How is the money flowing throughout the organization? Okay, 6ix9ine already admit he's in the gang, but they could just say he's not in the gang. You feel me? He's saying I've been supporting them monetarily. They also took orders from me. He has to admit it. By the way, everything he's saying now, he said worse when he pled guilty. He had to plead guilty to mad other shit. You feel me? He just has to say it now with reporters writing it out. You feel me? Like, this is an open court. He pled guilty in closed court. And, of course, the niggas who he's testifying against, they're probably looking him right in the eye like, I want to kill this nigga. And I mean, just being honest, right? Anyway, so they said, do you have an understanding that the money you gave was for people behind the wall? By the way, yesterday it ended off by him saying the prison gang 9 Trey, which really is in 93 Bloods, it was formed in 1993. It was there was a street faction and a prison faction, and the prison faction still ran the shit on the street, and ultimately the structure on the street, Shotty was like second in line. All right. He reveals a lot more, but some of the people you might not even know or give two fucks about. So, and again, I ain't know all this shit. The fuck? The fuck do I look like Really, just no disrespect, but really being educated on this. So he said, did you have to understand that the money we gave for the people on the wall? 6ix9ine says, when they started taking the money, and by the way, he always told me they didn't take money. Of course, I seen him buy people cars, but like he never said niggas was like taking money from him, but clearly there were, or he's saying there were. He said that when they started taking money, say I would get $250,000, that's $250,000. They would give me like $185,000 and take the rest. I was doing shows, appearances, endorsements. Timeline, just to give you out, like he's not making $250,000 or he's not getting that check till early 2018, bro. He's not getting that amount of money. When I first met him, he told me he was getting paid. He had fired his last manager like recently, like after I met him, and he said he was making like 25, 30 a show, and he said sometimes he felt they were taking money from him. Maybe they were taking it for this, but he said he would get like 15. So maybe they were taking half at one point, but when you start making big money, like $250,000, they would take essentially about $65,000 and give him $185,000, right? Then he continues, they would send me the front end with the back end in cash. He said, what did Shotty do with the money? At first, I didn't ask questions. Shotty was like, feed the wolves, feed the homies, support them. Then he said, after Roland Martin came home, I believe that's the individual they have named Ro. Again, I've actually met this guy. This guy seems like a sweet guy. You see me? I'm so unassuming, maybe naive, but like, all these niggas seem like sweet guys, bro. Like they seem like really good guys. I don't have nothing personally bad to say about them. Get me? But again, none of them like threatened to kill me or some shit, right? He says after Roland Martin came home, Shotty said make sure these niggas are good, and they gonna make sure we good. So I had to pay Frank White $2,000. I believe they said Frank White is like one of like the Godfather. It was like the highest level, but he was in prison. I don't know. And so 6ix9ine is now identifying photos. There's gonna be a lot of this. In his Instagram pictures they put up, they've all been like archived by the government to show that all of these niggas are in the gang together. So of course you're gonna have this nigga throwing up gang signs at this point, and 6ix9ine is basically just there as a member of the gang to say, yeah, that's the gang sign, and yes, he's throwing it up, So now, if the defense ever says, cool, y'all got us for the robbery, but we ain't in on the conspiracy shit because we weren't, by the way, these two niggas that are charged, they weren't there for the Chief Keef shooting. They weren't there for a couple other shootings in Brooklyn. They weren't there for the Barclays, and they were already cut off. But they're getting charged almost like just because you're with the gang, even if you were trying to kidnap this nigga, you're still guilty for the shit they did without you. So they put 6ix9ine on the stand to say, let's just establish the basis that these niggas were gang members with you this whole fucking time. Okay, so they're posting pictures, dated, like, yo, who's this right here throwing up this sign? You feel me? So he gotta identify, right? So he's like Harv Seiko. Seiko's a rapper, honestly. Not saying I don't know what he fucking does, but I'm just saying he makes music. I know that. Billy Otto, I've met him a couple times. He says all from the Wavy Baby 3 account. So obviously prosecutors been building the case for a while. They've been saving accounts, fucking screenshot. That's what I've always said when rappers be like, yo, we only saw this on the Akademiks page. Nigga, no, the cops went to your page to get it, nigga. Anyway. It said defense objects that the photos weren't shown on screen. So they got this big ass projector from what I'm hearing from two sources like inside the courtroom media members. Like yesterday, that shit was like a club. Like they were playing Gummo, Kuda. You feel me? Like they might as well just throwing Tati and just like blood walk up in that bitch. I heard that shit was lit. I heard the prosecutors on some bobbing their head. Anyway. AUSA lawyer. When you see this name right here, this is the assistant. No. This is the I forgot the exact title. This is a prosecutor. His name is Longyear, but AUSA means like assistant prosecutor or assistant, like the attorney general assistant. I don't know, whatever it is. He asked about Exhibit 501. Anytime you see Exhibit 501, they probably got a screen or some evidence they're putting into place. So they asked him about a video or a picture. So that's me, Shotty, Nuke, the first day I met Nuke. Then he said about another thing. That's Billy Otto throwing up 9 tray, holding a gun with a drum on it. Again, I heard somebody ask me this question yesterday, and they'll say, yo, 6 is just giving it up. Bro, he's already said this to the prosecutors. If he lies on the stand, his deal is off the table. It don't matter how crazy it looks, Nigga signed the deal already. Nigga said, you know, and I think this is one of the craziest parts, at least for everybody looking in. He was cooperating. Second day he was in there. Nigga probably got in there like the fucking, probably anemic. They turned the fucking cold all the way up, like it's 32 degrees in the bitch. Bruh, you gonna be here for the next 90 years. The next day, who do I need to tell on? Okay. Again, I'm just playing it out. I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, so he has to be truthful. Like, there's no, I see people like shocked. He can't get on the shit and downplay it. You downplay it, you perjure yourself, you're going to jail. You feel me? Probably for longer than them. Said 501Q, Shotty, and another 9 Trey members. They're just establishing that all these, like, Shotty's already sentenced. But all of these niggas in a conspiracy racketeering case, everybody is linked together. You feel me? So if you supplied the gun and 5 other niggas used the gun to do a murder, or you just brought in the money to help bail, like, well, more than even bail, but like do other things for the gang, and the niggas you helped do some shit for, kill some people, they charge you with murder too. They don't give 2 fucks. You get me? Like, it's just a conspiracy shit. So it says, a Shotty and another 9 Trey member with red hoodie, and then there's Mel Murder. Apparently, they're claiming that this guy's like the real top don in this whole thing. I don't know, bro. And it says, me and Nuke in November, December. It says, I'm on the bottom left. Harv's on the top left, covering his face with a gray hoodie. Seiko is crouched down to the right. Hey, Bella2782, thank you for the sub. Then it says 6ix9ine echoing yesterday's testimony. And I'm going to tell you why this is going to come up. My main dispute was with Trippie Red. He was in another set of the Bloods, so was Casanova. 6ix9ine isn't connected to every crime that was done allegedly by these members of the 9 Trey Bloods. So he has to bring forth the ones that he were. They already know this shit. So he's not like he's telling the prosecutor shit they don't know. He just got to connect it. So any crimes that was done on some rap shit, he's probably gonna mention Chief Keef at some point. Like, again, he's in court. Like, we're behind. I'm gonna catch up. He has to mention all of that to show that these niggas were acting as a gang that he was in, and that it was really a conspiracy. Yes, he's fucking cooperating. You feel me? Yeah. Anyway, so me and Trippie were signed to the same label. There's a lot of jealousy involved. He was signed first. I later signed on. A couple months after, we had a song together. It was successful. Then jealousy. We got into online disputes. It says, we attacked him at his hotel. Then the prosecutor says, could you walk the jury through what happened? So, of course, he can't say no. He says, no, you're fucking going to jail, nigga. So, of course, Trippie Red Manager said they wanted to squash beef. And we've heard versions of the story, you know? Like, a lot of people said that was fake. Like, that wasn't the fake element of it. Like, I think people are waiting for that point that he says on the stand, oh, our label set us up to beef. No, these niggas didn't like each other. You feel me? Like, the nigga really just felt like, yo, you're trying to kill my career. If I'm now hotter, I'm going to shit on you. Trust me. The label once told me, they were like, yo, or no, they asked me, they said, well, do you think that 6ix9ine would ever go on tour with Trippie Red? Because they're like, yo, we have a big money opportunity that would put them on tour. I said, no, they would fight and shoot out every fucking city. Like, no, they don't like each other. So regardless of that big money opportunity that y'all are looking at it, because y'all don't see anything that happened in the streets or whatever, and shit, I don't to a certain extent. That opportunity where y'all like, oh, great, they're beefing. Like, of course, you know, I'm not saying they're the biggest peacemakers, but they're not setting up the beef. They just want to make money. And they lost a lot of money not having these two be able to do a song, not being able to go on tour. These two genuinely did not like each other. You feel me? What else? Okay. So, me and Trippie signed to the same label. Signed to the same label. A lot of jealousy, blah, blah. And it says, we attacked him at his hotel. Let's make sure. No, what the fuck? Oh, yeah. So, Trippie Red Manager gave us the address to the video shoot. I told Shotty I wanted something done about Trippie. Shotty says, say less. We'll get on top of it. We go to Red Hook or around the industrial area. I'm in a Jeep. We see Trippie in a Sprinter van. We surveillanced it, waiting for Trippie Red. Shotty said he had a few homies meet up with him. We stake out. Trippie Red comes out, gets in with 15 people. We follow him for an hour on the highway. I recall Harv coming in a 4-door Honda. The Sprinter van gets to the hotel. We don't want to be spotted. Shotty gets out, tells me to stay in the car. Harv parallel parks in the hotel. He's like with 3 other guys. Shotty comes back screaming, yo, it's fucking Treyway. I love my niggas. We got that nigga. You feel me? And it said Shotty said Harv punched Trippie in the mouth. He said for some reason Harv's lawyer hasn't objected. Maybe he'll come up and cross. So 6ix9ine, this is half of it. Like the lawyers for the defendants gotta question him too. That's when you're gonna see a lot of dirt, probably, right? He said at this point, what role did Harv assume within your entourage? 6ix9ine said I use him as a bodyguard. After the incident with Trippie Redd, I saw Harv as more of a doer. He's a big guy. I gave him the enforcer job. And the question is, at this point, was Mr. That's Harv. What was his role in the gang? And the judge says, what's the basis? How does he know? You get me? So basically, the prosecutor is trying to get 6ix9ine to not say that, oh, yeah, since he did some shit, he's my bodyguard, which is more professional. The prosecutor wants him to say he's a particular status in a gang. You feel me? So that's why he asked the question again, and the judge says, how the fuck would he know? Like, you know, like you asked him, he said he's a bodyguard. Now you're asking him again to tell you where he's in a gang. And then 6ix9ine answers, says, Shotty told me, quote, I'm the big homie. Obviously, Mel's the godfather, and Harv's just beneath. So now the prosecutor gets what they want. Now they're getting a fucking hierarchy of how shit goes. You get me? Which exactly what they need to put niggas in jail. You feel me? They're getting it. Then it says, were there other times Harv protected you? He says, Gummo just came out in a T-Mobile store. Some dude is waiting for me. Harv came. The question from the prosecutor was he armed? They said objection, which is obviously probably the defense. So narrative continues. The guy from the T-Mobile store was sending me messages, so we went looking for him. I saw a gun in Harv's car near 18 Locust. Near 18 Locust, I was walking to Chase Bank to make a deposit. So that was one thing. I saw a gun in Harv's car. Near 18 Locust, I was walking to Chase Bank to make a deposit. Ran to another 9 Trey member. He's called Snow. He did a podcast saying he wasn't down with a rainbow head piece of shit. I called Shotty. Put him on FaceTime with Snow. Shotty tells him, love him like I love him. I had another phone at the time. I contacted Harv. Harv says, I'm coming there. I'm with Billy Otto. So I tried to pull on the situation. With Snow ended the FaceTime call. He's playing me close. There's no space between us. We're walking like we're cuffed together. We walked to Flushing. Let me just say this. Again, I told you I'm going to give a little light commentary reaction. When you start reading like some or hearing some of the testimony, it's unfortunate that how this is playing out. I told you, I don't have anything against any of these guys. But tell me you don't want a nigga like Shotty on your team. Again, it's not the smartest position. And that's the only thing, you know, that I would blame Shotty for, because Shotty, you're older than this dude. Even though, you know, like you want to make him, since he's getting a lot of the money, you want to make him feel like he has the power, even though in the gang structure he doesn't. When he says something, you can't be moving like you're the soldier. Like, yo, I want something done to Trippie Redd. Say less. Something happens. You feel me? Like you, as a boss, you want to feel like you have people who kind of, they'll do whatever you want. But like when you're the big homie or just person who's older and supposed to be a little wiser, yeah, I get you want that done, but we got to do it a different way. That's what I think. But like, bro, Shotty seems, at least here, the most loyal nigga you could get. Yo, you ever watch The Wire? Shotty seems like Chris. Shotty seems like Weebay. Shotty seems like Snoop from the like. Shotty seems like, yo, I don't like so and so. Okay, let's get it done. Like, bruh, fuck. Yo, I'm telling you again. I don't know nothing about nothing, but when I was around Shotty, it was very blatant to me that we was cool. Like, he was with whatever. What I mean, we were cool is like nobody's gonna fuck with you when he's around. Anyway, let's keep it going. Snow grabs me by the jacket. Where is it at? Snow grabs me by the jacket. I walk away. He's still following me. I start speed walking. I got a 70,000 chain under my jacket. I don't know why I wore it. And then the prosecutor is feeling frustrated because he wants to get to the point. He don't care about these little details. He wants to get to the point. He's establishing points that this, by the way, this Harv dude he's on trial, so he's a defendant. He just wants to, the prosecutor wants to establish that This dude is a high-ranking or decent high-ranking a member of the Bloods. He used to treat you like a member as well. So if the defense is probably going to be like, we never recognized this nigga as a member, and also we're just his bodyguards. Also, the kidnapping was fake. Bang, bang, bang. Racketeering off the table, kidnapping off the table. We're onto some fake prank shit. Let us go free. They're at trial, so you gotta go. You gotta swing for the fucking hills. The prosecutor's trying to make sure that is out the way. They're showing that through gang protection and gang loyalty and direct orders from superiors, niggas were willing to protect and do whatever, even discipline their own, to make sure that he was cool. Snow grabs me by the jacket. I walk away. So me 70,000 on a chain. He says, so the prosecutor's getting frustrated. He said, did it come a time you got away from Snow? He says, I put my phone on the charger. The Mel Murder came. We started following Snow. We see him in the Brooklyn House Hotel where I used to stay. Mel Murder tells Snow, don't touch him. Don't look his way. Then Harv shows up with Billy Otto. He had it on him. Okay? Then this other question. Where is that? Did you come to find out that anything happened to Snow afterwards? He says a month later he was shot in the head. Okay? They're not going to go further with that questioning because then, unless 6ix9ine really knows details on how that happened, the defense is going to be like, objection, this and third. You can't fucking just say or allude that the defendant did some shit that you don't have proof of, right? Then they're talking about Yams Day. This is Yams Day right here. 6ix9ine is talking about that. Again, he has to establish these bases of hierarchy, everybody being together, and crimes being committed. Unfortunately, he already signed off on all this. There was a tribute for the manager of ASAP Rocky, ASAP Yams. No one knew Shotty was a part of my entourage, so security jumped him. We went to protect him. A huge brawl, people getting stabbed, hit with bricks, blah blah blah. And honestly, I heard that story too. So basically, it's Yams Day. 6ix9ine, again, it's one of the first concerts he's going to with other rappers there. Also, remember, there's other rappers in New York kind of like chirping, like, yo, who's this kid acting like he run this shit? The non-Trey Bloods, or they with him. They rocking with him. They deep as fuck, 50 deep. They get to fucking MetLife, or where, no, it wasn't MetLife. I don't know where it was. Probably MetLife. They get to the shit, and I don't think it was. I think it was Barclays. Anyway, they get to the shit. The security stopped Shotty. That's what I heard. Security stopped Shotty, just like he's saying. And they put hands on Shotty, like, nah, nigga, I say you can't come in here, like whatever, bruh. Again, if what we know now, you put your hands on the big homie, and the rest of the wolves is looking like they don't give two fucks about, oh, let's just keep it cool and deal with security and get passes to let 6ix9ine perform. Fuck that. Nigga, we from, alright, so they get crazy in there, right? So security jumped him, we went to protect him, a huge brawl, people getting stabbed, hit with bricks, blah, blah. AUSA says there's a big stacks of CD. I don't know what that means. Probably videotape of, like, the brawl, right? Then the next thing says, there's silent video of the brawl. What are you and Nuke doing? I don't really know who Nuke is, honestly. And so we're greeting each other, doing a 9-tray handshake. The prosecutor says, is that the handshake you testified about yesterday? So yesterday in court, he had to show whatever the fucking, I don't know, the gangster handshake is that identify 2 9-tray members. Again, they use pictures where people are doing a handshake or people are throwing up the symbols. You gotta realize the jurors might be like 2 middle-aged white women. They don't know what the fuck this shit is, right? So you gotta show them piece by piece. This is a gang handshake that we use. This is a gang sign. So, yeah. So they're basically in the video, I guess they do some gang shit. I don't know. He says, okay, what's Billy Otto doing in the video? What the fuck? All right, this is wild. This part's wild. He said, what's Billy Otto doing in the video? He said, he's stabbing the security guard. Whoa. Oh, shit. Time out. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, whoa. And his question is, what's Harv holding? Answer is like a 3-inch wooden stick. I see Harv get hit in the face with that stick. He took that stick and beat up the guy who hit him. Goddamn. These niggas seem like some super goons, bro. If y'all wonder why nobody in New York City, other than like Casanova for a bit, was like really contesting these niggas, bruh, come on now. like, come on, bruh. Come on. Someone said, question, did there come a time you got in a fight with others at an airport in LA? The prosecutor don't want to get to the shit. They don't care about Yamsay that much. Okay, what other fights, bro? What other fights did these niggas defend you from? By the way, I can tell what they're leading up to. They're leading up to, they held you down till y'all stopped paying them, then they turned against you. That's the motive. The answer is yes. It was an NBA All-Star weekend. At an airport, there are these two girls exiting. Seiko and Billy approach him flirting. Let me help you with y'all bags. The boyfriends came. The boyfriend said they don't need no help with their bags. Harv punches the security guy in the face to initiate the fight. So if y'all remember that video, I guess the first guy who punches is Harv. I don't know who that was. I don't think I met Harv either. He said, I don't know why I ran out of there. So what? I don't know why I ran out there. Oh, okay, because he was inside. They had pushed him inside, and he ran back out there. He said, I don't know why. The question was, did you participate in the fight? He says, shit. 6ix9ine says, yes, I participated in the fight, but I ain't land no punches. Yo, y'all ever see a nigga like fighting, and he's swinging mad hard, but he don't connect with one? And the whole time you're looking like, yo, oh man, if this nigga connects with one, he's knocking somebody. But he ain't hit not a soul. Anyway. Alright, let me get the updated shit. Okay, I think they went on break, so like I'm gonna be able to catch up shortly. Okay, cool. So we're here. Yes, they don't want that much details about no other fights. They just want to get to the shit now. You could tell. The guy says, the prosecutor says, let's turn to page 2 of the group chat. What did you write? 6ix9ine says, I wrote, yo, we gotta run down Casanova. He came out with a diss song that I took as disrespect. Seiko makes a reference to my bag. The prosecutor is saying, what does my bag means? 6ix9ine says it means money. So I'm guessing this is after the fucking LA thing. Casanova drops, what's the song called? I can't remember. Fuck Boy Don't Run. Is it that? Is it that? I can't remember if it's that. Whatever it was, bro. Whatever it was. But whatever that was seen as a diss song to 6ix9ine. And it was titled that on Worldstar. You could tell how shit is starting to change in dynamic. Because 6ix9ine is just ordering niggas to do whatever at this point. Niggas say, yo, we gotta run down on Casanova. Fuck it. And Seiko's like, yo, but what's up with the money, bro? Like, yo, when we getting paid, like, we just fought off some niggas for you in LAX. We held you down for All-Star Week. That's when they're out there for All-Star Weekend. How much money is that worth to y'all? I've asked that a couple times in my video, but that's a good question to think about. Then they said, what did Harv write? 6ix9ine says, yo, we big behind the wall. He meant that the Billies are big behind the prison wall. Obviously, when you try to interpret something that the client of the client of the lawyers for the defendant said, they're gonna object. Like, what the fuck? You can't tell us what he meant. The fuck? So he's like, objection. Obviously, telling the judge that ain't cool. The judge says overruled. 6ix9ine says 9 Trey. It's a worldwide thing. Then he says, we met up on Long Island prior to me giving Harv and Shotty money. They were falling out. I think this is the part I never really knew it. And like, I always wondered, like, yo, what happened to them other niggas that was with y'all? You feel me? And I guess they were falling out. We met up in Long Island prior to me giving Harv and Shotty money. They were falling out. Who was tougher? Who was closer to me? So it's two niggas who are fighting for who could be closer to the money bag, right? Shotty, he kind of orchestrates the fucking Trippie Red situation. Harv is the one who makes the moves. He's the one who did the muscle work. Secondly, we at Yams Day. Shotty, the big homie, gets jumped by security. Harv and Otto, like, they're over here scrapping. So they the muscle, right? The LA thing happens. Now they're looking at it like, yo, we need to get paid. I'm guessing they get paid at some point, but they're probably also realizing because more and more money's coming in, the money's stacking up more and more. They're probably looking at it like, bro, we, like, if I'm closer to him, because I think what was happening, I think he was giving Shotty the money to give them. I think, again, I don't know, but I think that's what he was doing, right? So now they're looking at like, why Shotty the boss? Like, why you don't give me the money and I'll give it to them niggas? So they have this power struggle, but it's complicated because they also have a gang hierarchy, right? Like Shotty overrules Harv, right? And he says, who was I giving more of the money to? And said, the meeting consists of, where's the money going? Why aren't other members eating? You feel me? Like, maybe still 6ix9ine, even though he's giving out orders that's consistent with being in a gang, he don't realize it. You can't just treat them as bodyguard. Having 3 of them niggas protect you doesn't mean you only pay 3 niggas. You got to pay their big homies that is locked up, or money you give them got to be accounted for their other big homies that's locked up. It's a whole gang structure. Their little homies got to eat. Who's going to probably hold them down when they get into trouble now because they got to be out in the streets? You don't. It goes like that, right? He said, I gave Harv $25,000. I gave Shotty $30,000 for a club hosting. I was going to sing a song. Mel was like, where the money at? Keep in mind, Mel's the godfather, allegedly. He don't got to be there fighting with nigga in the street, and he shouldn't. He's like the big homie, right? But if money's coming in, what you mean you only paying the niggas who's putting in work? Ain't none of this possible without me, nigga. Where my cut? Shotty's like, I got to take care of the homies. Homies got to eat. We don't got no guns out here. We need to equip ourselves. Okay. And they said, now the judge called a mid-early break. Blogs are coming soon. More blah, blah. Also, there's a CI. Okay, that's some other shit. Whoa. This is going to be the longest testimony in this whole trial. 6ix9ine is the star witness, the lead witness for the prosecutor. They brought in a woman who was, I believe, a hairdresser or something of the sort that I guess one of the dudes used to fuck. And she testified like pretty much for like a couple of hours, like 1 or 2. But really, the big witness is 6ix9ine. He was on the stand for half of yesterday. He's probably going to spend the entire day today on the stand. And who knows if it continues till tomorrow. I would imagine after tomorrow, where they're done having him testify, and that includes the defense cross-examining him. Maybe they have a witness or 2 else, but pretty much at that point, they're going to just tie all the shit together. And at that point, it'll probably go to the jury. Again, I know people looked at this case a little bit different than if he was testifying against Shotty, even though, like, you can say, oh, well, we heard you did this and we heard you did that. It's not like kidnapping and like fucking beat your ass and kidnap you and rob you. You get me? These guys, I think people are a little bit less sympathetic for because they were the guys that are accused of kidnapping him. But when he's testifying against them, he can't just only talk about them. You got to talk about everybody else too. You got to talk about Shotty. Shit, you got to talk about niggas who not even charging the shit. You feel me? Like, you just got to speak about shit. So, essentially, it's getting pretty serious in terms of like the audience seeing what's going on. But I'm still wondering, and we're gonna see when he gets cross-examined, how the fuck does the defense attorneys plan to get out of this? Like, the nigga's telling everything, bro. Like, he's digging y'all hole. Y'all might as well just dive in the bitch. Like, like,